Hi, Anime Legion. It's Ariel here, also known as Ari, and I'm here today to talk on YouTube. It's going to be pretty short. It'll just go over what got me into anime, favorites, current watches, and whatnot. We've actually already done this as our very first episode on our podcast, and if you have not listened to our podcast, it is available on almost any podcast streaming platform. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can go directly on Anchor, Google Podcasts as well. So definitely tap in. We definitely appreciate it. So this is just for the YouTube watchers who may not have tuned in, and or if you have listened to our podcast, that this might be a slight update. Some of it will be redundant based off of what got me into anime, but the current watches are definitely different. It's been 2 years since our very first episode came out, well over 2 years now. So it's time for an update on that. But how I got into anime will basically be the exact same. Hopefully a lot of less like and like. I definitely can't say that from our very first podcast episode, but hopefully like in the future we can do a group one. But I'm here today just to do a little short version. And I'll try to keep it short and simple in less than 10 minutes here. So I got into anime around age 5 or 6. I didn't really watch it off of Toonami first. I believe I watched it on Adult Swim. Anybody who remembers, I'm not trying to give up my age here, but that a few anime were actually on Adult Swim. I think one of those examples would be Inuyasha. Inuyasha would be, for me personally, I think the very first anime that I really watched and enjoyed before tuning into Toonami. Inuyasha is one of my favorites of all time. Some of my favorites might mesh in with my how I got into anime, because I mean, how I got into anime, some of those are going to be in my faves of all time. It just is. That's what it is. So yeah, so I started watching Inuyasha. It used to come on, I remember, late Sunday mornings, and my parents caught me watching it one time. They didn't think anything was wrong with the show. They just heard cursing. Inuyasha cursed a lot. So my parents didn't really want me to watch it, but I really liked the show. And also a childhood friend of mine, he was a little bit older than me. He had a PlayStation 2 and he had an Inuyasha game. So like it just made me more inclined to actually want to watch the show. It just looks so interesting. I've never seen anything like it. Like there's this guy, he has like dog ears, long white hair with this like red like outfit, kimono-ish type outfit, So probably wrong terminology, I apologize, but like just like this red outfit, like he stood out. But that's how I really got into anime, Inuyasha, and then of course Toonami. We have also 4Kids TV. There's some other channels I can't remember, but they had like Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblade, just so many different shows, especially like the Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of people at the time did not know it was anime. I didn't either. I mean, Pokemon just came on regularly like it was a normal American cartoon. Nobody knew. It was just lit. Like, Pokemon is like one of the best shows ever. But I know Pokemon's an anime, but we're gonna go more into like more Toonami based off of just Cartoon Network or like the other channels that had like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot. But for Toonami, of course, Dragon Ball Z, GT, I believe was also on Toonami. Naruto, of course. I think most people who watch Toonami, I mean, they watch Naruto off of it. Bleach, One Piece, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, Boba Boba Bo. There's just so many shows that came on Cartoon Network like before it initially got canceled. There's some afterwards that I remember watching, like Kill la Kill, Cash Sins, Some more from like the original Toonami that I remember watching and growing up was Cowboy Bebop, the Gundam franchise. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Gundam watcher, Gundam fan. I love Gundam lore. So a lot of the, even like when I watch YouTube, I watch a lot of, like, if I'm watching lore, I'm watching Gundam lore for the most part, because it's just, there's so much that goes on in Gundam, within the series that exist, as well as like before or after. I just feel like if you want something that's very in depth, like, you should watch Gundam, the Gundam franchise. And if you guys are interested in learning how to actually watch Gundam, there's quite a few videos on YouTube, but I also would like to have my own, like, version of how to watch it with Carrie. So if you guys want to hear Carrie and I's take on how to watch it and whatnot, and just like a little summary of what could possibly go on in the series, let us know. Comment, like, DM us. We're not shy here. We love talking about anime, so definitely just let us know. Some other shows, like one of my top 10 of all time, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho came on Toonami. Rurouni Kenshin, aka Samurai X, that came on Toonami. I mean, those two in particular, they got banned in the US on Toonami, or I would say removed, due to, they thought it was a little too violent for kids watching it, because a lot of us were kids watching anime on Toonami, and so yeah. Those are all the ones I can think of right now, of how I got into anime and Toonami. But just give a shout out to Toonami. Shout out to the creators of Toonami, who's like people who signed the petition to bring Toonami back. Thank you guys. Like, Toonami really like influenced a lot of us, like, in so many different ways. Toonami, thank you guys so much for bringing anime more mainstream into the West. Honestly, if it wasn't for Toonami, I probably wouldn't have known anything about anime maybe until later on. I think even if I knew nothing about anime, I think I would still watch it. Like, if somebody like put me on to anime, I would enjoy myself later on in life. But thank you guys for bringing anime and letting young, old, into watching anime. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I'll go ahead and go into faves. I've already listed some, but some other faves that I did not mention in what got me into anime would be Fishugi Yugi. It's a romance anime that came out in the 90s. Neon Genesis Evangelion, Death Note. I'm just trying to think of like some mainstream ones. Full Metal Alchemist. I also like Vampire Knight. My Hero. It's just so many different anime that I've watched that I've thoroughly enjoyed. Shows that I've just recently finished, Katara Lives Alone, as well as Darwin's Game. They're really good. Hopefully we'll get a season 2 for both of those as well. And Katara Lives Alone definitely holds a special place in my heart, because it really made me personally just appreciate all the things that I had within my life, as well as, my childhood. Like, it made me a whole lot more appreciative, because Katara, like the name says, Katara lives alone. He lives alone. He's only 5 years old, and he's figuring out life by himself. At the beginning, he had to grow up fast. So certain things that you think a child should know or should like enjoy their childhood, Katara didn't have those luxuries, but the people who were in the apartment complex really helped Kataru, and I just really love the show. It's a really great show. Darwin's Game is, I didn't mean to like pause like that to make it seem like it's not a good show. It's a great show. If you like Sword Art Online, you'll probably more than likely like Darwin's Game. It's a battle royale type of anime. So if you like that, definitely tune in. It's only 12 episodes, and Kataru Lives Alone as well as Darwin's Game is on Netflix. And they're more than likely on Crunchyroll, but I'm not exactly sure. But I guess I could say with my current watches, the only two that I'm currently watching, because I've been back and forth between reality TV shows as well as animes, as Kuroko's basketball. Like the name says, it's about basketball, and it's really good. So if you like slam dunk, you'll definitely like Kuroko's basketball. It's a little bit more like a little out there as far as like power and whatnot, and like particular skills that each player holds. But if you really do like slam dunking, like sports animes, you'll definitely like Kuroko's basketball, and it's a little bit older now too. I think it initially came out in like between 2012 and 2014. I can't really remember, but the show's is a little bit older now. So if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. And if you have watched it, more than likely, well, I won't say more than likely, either you like it or you don't like it. So yeah. And Spy X Family. Can't forget about Spy X Family. It's pretty recent, pretty new. I used to be caught up to date, but I wanted to wait some weeks so like I could binge it. I felt like 30 minutes isn't enough for that. So in the process of me waiting so long, I'm actually, I think, like a month behind. So I have 4 episodes to catch up with. And I'll watch that too as well. Also, I forgot to mention this. I really do enjoy, like, one of my faves right now is Tokyo Revengers. I haven't read the manga as of like the current events that are going on. But I'm very excited from what I've seen. I watch a lot of lore, whether or not I'll spoil myself or not. I'll watch the lore as well as Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is a really good show. It's now in my faves. I was trash talking Demon Slayer as well as My Hero, but now they've become some of my favorite anime to watch. But I believe that's all that I have to say today. Thank you guys so much for listening, for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe your favorite anime or what got you into anime. And make sure to follow us all on our social medias. And stay tuned because we have some more amazing content coming soon. And Ariel from the Anime Legion, I'm out. Peace. Stay tuned for any available content or extra content that will be promoted on our YouTube, as well as just. I should probably have bloopers for this too. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Okay. I gotta see the timer. Okay.